In this video, we are looking at two special cases that can sometimes occur when we are solving equation. So our first example is 8 times the quantity n plus 1 equals 8 plus 8n. So just as always, we go through our questions. Do I need to clear fractions? No. Do I need to simplify one or both sides? Yes, the left-hand side needs to have this distribution taken care of. So here we go through and take care of our distribution. So that's going to be 8n plus 8 equals 8 plus 8n. So now both sides are simplified. So now we look to see if there are variables on both sides, and there are. So we're going to get rid of the one that is on the right-hand side by subtracting 8n from both sides. These will zero out on the right-hand side, leaving an 8. But look at what happens on the left-hand side. 8n minus 8n, that's also going to zero out. So what happened here was our variable terms completely disappeared. And now we're left with the statement 8 equals 8. Well, this statement is a true statement. So our solution is all real numbers. So our solution in this case, our special case, is all real numbers. Anytime the variable disappears and you're left with some number equaling another number, that statement is either going to be true or false. If it's true, then it doesn't matter what n is, it's always going to give you this statement. So let's look at our second example, which is negative quantity 3r plus 3 minus r, and that equals negative 7 minus 4r. On the right-hand side, we're just fine. We're not going to need to simplify there. We don't need to deal with fractions, but we do need to simplify the left-hand side. So let's go ahead and do our distribution. This negative sign goes to both of these guys. So negative 1 times 3r is negative 3r. Negative times a positive is a negative, and then we have our negative r. Okay, so we are still needing to simplify over here because we still have some like terms. We have a negative 3r and a negative r. So let's go ahead and combine those on the left-hand side. Negative 3 and negative 1 make negative 4, and those are r's, and they just stay r. Then we get minus 3 equals negative 7 minus 4r. So now the left-hand side is simplified, and so is the right-hand side. So now we move on to the next question, which is, are there variables on both sides? And indeed there are. So we look at the one on the right-hand side and we say that's a minus 4r. And what I want to do here is the opposite or inverse operation. Since they're subtracting, I'm going to add 4r to both sides. On the right-hand side, those zero out, and that leaves us with negative 7. And again, just like in the example we had a moment ago, on the left-hand side, our variable terms again zero out, leaving this statement, negative 3 equals negative 7. But negative 3 doesn't equal negative 7. So this is a false statement. So in this case, we have no solution. So the two special cases are when everything works and we call that all real numbers, or nothing works and we call it no solution. So you have three different possibilities when you are solving equations. You either get an answer like a equals 1, or everything works and you get an answer called all real numbers, or you get no solution because it doesn't matter what the variable n is. You're never going to make these two numbers equal each other. And those are special cases.